Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm here. Good news. I have been picked up for a field staff position with Beaver Creek Game Calls. That is Beaver Creek Game Calls. I just want to give a quick shout out to them and say thank you so much for the opportunity. As I promised them, though, I'm going to do an honest review of their products, right? I don't want to have any misconceptions or anything like that with what I'm saying and what I'm recommending. So we're going to start with, because it is late turkey season, a lot of places still have turkey season going. It's just starting to kick off in a lot of places, like real well. So I asked them, and they went ahead and sent me one of their turkey calls, right? So we'll go ahead and pull it out. We got one of their strikers, right? They proudly make all of their stuff in America, so we'll see how it is. To be honest, mine came inside of a kind of like a bag when it got delivered, and then it came inside of a beer koozie, which I thought was a pretty cool touch. I haven't seen anyone do that. It really did well to hold it protected. I didn't see any kind of a damage on it in the packaging. This is literally me opening it for the first time, right? So went ahead and opened it. It's a really good looking pot call, right? Glass is super clear. The wood feels nice. It feels like it's nice and handmade. It's not like one of those major production jobs. Came with a very coarse piece of sandpaper, as it should. And we're just going to go ahead and read the instruction. It says, give the glass a good roughing with the sandpaper provided for the best sound. You can also use the sandpaper to rough the end of the striker for an added pitch. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. Thank you for your support and safe hunting. Signed, Patrick of Beaver Creek Game Calls. Once again, the guy's name is Patrick. I'll go ahead and post a link to everything at the end of this if you'd like how it sounds, anything like that. Again, like, this call is not conditioned in any way, shape, or form. So we're just gonna kind of see how it goes. So we're gonna give it a good roughing, as the instructions said. Hopefully we don't get too loud next to the microphone with it. It doesn't hurt anybody's ears. What I've found, right, and I don't know how these are, like I said, this is my first one, and I don't know anything about them, but I found that most of the pot calls I have a lot better of a sound towards the outside of the call. So we're really going to focus on roughing up the edges of the call a lot. I know a lot of people, what I've seen is they end up roughing up the middle a lot more than the edges. And again, this is glass for a tone board. I believe this is spruce is what this is actually made of. It's kind of rough cut, which I happen to really like. I think it's easier to hold on to than those like really slick acrylic calls. But you know, one of the downfalls is wood will expand and contract with heat or cold or rain. So that is something to keep in mind. Now, they do make acrylic calls. I've always liked the sound of wooden ones a lot more. So I went ahead and asked them to send me a wooden call vice a strictly acrylic call. So we've roughed the surface pretty good, right? Not anything crazy. And I do like to kind of rough the end of the striker, right? I like the added tone it gives. I like the little bit of extra pitch. And again, this is just a first impressions video, right? Like, I have not went crazy. I haven't hunted with it. I got it a couple days ago. This is the first chance I've had to actually get out and see how it does. So we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna see if we can make any kind of noise happen. It sounds pretty good. Again, I think it still needs to be, I think the striker definitely needs a little bit more love with the sandpaper on it. Not a huge fan of, and again, that was probably me with the striker, but the sound of it rubbing around, it's really, really kind of hard to avoid, especially at first. I always recommend, if you can, get the calls like way, way, way early into the preseason, right? So that you're not messing with this stuff. You're not trying to rough the glass. You're not trying to buff anything. Your striker is good. You know where on your actual call it's going to make the best noise. But overall, I mean, it is just an absolutely beautiful, beautiful sounding call. They're not super expensive. They don't break the bank. Everything is made in America. And so far, my first impressions is I do like the call a whole lot. So please, if you have a Beaver Creek game call or you have an opinion of them, please go ahead and comment, right? Like if you've done a video on it, please go ahead and tag me in the link. And just let me know, because I'm really starting to, I mean, I do like the sound. I like the tone. It's pretty crisp. It's got a little bit of a rasp to it, but it's not anything too crazy. Yeah, I mean, first impressions, I like it a whole lot. Please continue following, and we'll do some more updates, right? And we'll talk about some more of their calls as they come in and everything of that nature. But so far, first impressions, I really, really like the call. It's very nice. I like the fact that it came with merchandise, right? Like it came with Beaver Creek game calls, beer koozie. I never thought to put a call inside of a beer koozie to keep it safe, but it works. I mean, it worked really, 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 really well. And again, if you like the noise or you like the way the call looks or anything, the guy's name is Patrick with Beaver Creek Game Calls, and they can be reached at beavercreekgamecalls.com, or you can call them at 585-742-3143. Make an order at any point in time. Thank you so much for following, and remember, I'm pulling for you. Keep your powder dry and shoot straight.